Hello and welcome to Talkin' Baseball. We got some mix-up in the standings. The Padres are alive, maybe, but not as alive as Jake's Spurs. Let's talk baseball. Hello and welcome to Talkin' Baseball, brought to you by DraftKings. Thank you very much for tuning in. My name's Jimmy. His name's Jake. Trevor in the yellow beanie in California, and producer BBD rocking his Pirates. Dan Flash's quarter zip behind the dish. Very excited to talk some baseball. Hoodie weather is like almost really here. Looked at the weather today in New York. It said 75 and cloudy, and I said, hell yes, I was excited about it. We got some movement in the standings. We got some good stuff going on as we wind down. This episode is brought to you by Kendall Price, Craig Stanton, Alex Herrera, Billy Payne, and the most honored guest of all time, Llewellyn, who is in the building in the Bronx, watching from the other room. First time to New York. First time she's going to see Yankee Stadium, Jake.
Goats in the chat.
Wow.
Goats in the chat.
Fill the chat with goats for Llewellyn,
I'm going to do it right now.
Jake, how you doing?
James, Trevor, Big Baby David, Llewellyn, everyone live in the chat. To everyone that lived during the Renaissance period.
They don't care.
Pretty wild.
They didn't know at the time.
And they didn't know how caliente Los Calles were going to get. And man, I opened my Twitter and there's things caliente I didn't even know about. Billy Beane rumored on the Mets radar for this offseason. Ooh, juicy, Lucy. Marcus Simeon's birthday. And I open my Instagram and what do I see? Corbin Burns with a baby on the way. So, I mean,
He does?
it's like on the way. They just announced it.
Let's get him some onesies.
I'm gonna like the post. I didn't like it yet.
Like that post, dude.
I
But
like that post.
yeah, I mean, look, it's him, his wife. They got the babe. They're in front of the stadium there.
They got no legs?
They're sitting Indian style.
Oh.
So that's usually the situation there. And even outside of that, some of the baseball's been really good. So Trevor Patrick, how are you?
Jacob, you know what? You are a gem. I'm just going to say it right now. There are times where I absolutely hate you. But then there's times where I absolutely love you. Right now, kind of in love with you.
Love that.
But things are good over here. I'm excited to talk about that hot street you're talking about. That's going to be pretty fun. And like I told you guys before the show, I have some very exciting news.
Yeah.
But like I don't know when to share it. Do I just tell you guys
You've
right
been
now?
jonesing to get this off your chest.
I think you text BBD when you want him to drop the passing button for your news. I have news too. I just officially asked someone to be my pitching coach. Official. So we'll see how that goes.
Is it Bill Hader?
It's not Bill Hader, but me and Bill had a nice conversation this morning. He asked,
What the hell do you guys talk about?
baseball?
Baseball. It's Bill Hader's source.
He asked, what was the whispering in that breakdown? And I said, Robin Williams from Dead Poet Society. And he said, haha.
Bill Hader sees Jimmy as like a John Heyman type.
John Heyman and James O'Brien have a lot in common.
I don't need Jake being mean to me. You guys coming for me now?
Bill texted me that.
When I'm not listening to the news anymore. That was mean.
No, I'm on your side, Jim.
You said me and John Heyman have a lot in common.
That was
a
mean.
joke.
That was mean.
Some things you can't
You
joke
can
about.
say anything under the guise of comedy. Everybody knows that.
Some things are bigger than that.
Name one.
Comparing me to John Heyman.
Soft.
BBD, hit the passing button.
Let's hear this fucking news.
All right. Man, I was just minding my own business. And all of a sudden, I check my Instagram DMs.
Here we go.
I got a nice DM.
Wow.
Whoa.
Apparently, one of our listeners sent over a clip to Joe Ryan.
Oh, wow. Hot boy Joe Ryan.
Sent him the clip about me talking about the Hot Boy list. So Joe reached out, said, like, hey, my buddy sent this clip. That's hilarious. Love what you guys do. Blah, blah, blah.
Wow.
So that's nice news.
Yeah.
But the even bigger news is apparently he's going to be around during the off season. His girlfriend's family's from the area. He wants to hang out.
Wow.
So you could say that our friendship is now blossoming more than I could ever imagine. So I'm very excited about that. So everyone give me some snaps.
Happy for you.
Why don't you and him go surf together?
Seriously.
He invited me to do some meditation.
Yes, on the
With
beach
him?
at night.
I'll do it just for the experience, the Joe Ryan experience, if you will.
Just got the follow from me. Whoops.
Is he from Northern California?
He is.
He's from like the North Bay.
He's giving me Oregon vibes, so that kind of makes sense.
That does make sense.
Yeah.
Once you go over the Golden Gate Bridge, you're basically in Oregon.
Yeah.
Okay.
So congrats on your new friend.
That's awesome.
He doesn't surf.
I got a new friend. And Jonathan India still has not followed me on Instagram.
This is a good news segment, Trev. Don't bring yourself down.
You're right.
Joe Ryan, good job. Great job.
Thank you.
I think I have the NL. We didn't do our text where we say what everyone has.
Holy
Everyone just knew it this time? We all remembered?
I remembered.
I remember that I have the NL. Do you guys want to know what happened in the National League? There's some cool things that happened in the National League.
I'd love to hear about them, Jim.
Well, it's brought to you
me
by Magic Spoon Cereal, which is my favorite cereal. I am a subscriber to Magic Spoon Cereal.
Love Magic Spoon.
I have 6 boxes because when you subscribe, you get 4, but they upsold me on the 2 extra flavors. I don't know if I'm allowed to tell you the...
You're like Bizarro John Heyman. That's what I was saying.
It's rude.
No, that's the opposite of him.
Who's someone...
So you're like, great.
Who's someone you despise?
What do I got, BBD?
You don't like George Hill. I mean, it's a basketball opinion.
I know who I could...
like
I know
George Hill.
who I could say to cut Trev deep.
Okay.
I'm not going to say it.
I don't hold a lot of hate in my heart. I didn't like George Hill's
I hate
role
a
on
lot of
those
people.
Pacers teams. I said Bizarro is the opposite. So you're like the
No, it's
opposite
not.
of
No, it's
John
not.
Heyman.
Bizarro's not
Bizarro
opposite.
does not mean
It's
opposite.
just like
Play
more,
it cool,
more
man.
weirder.
Play it cool, Trev.
Anyway,
I hate so many people. It's ridiculous.
the
Magic Spoon.
Magic Spoon. I got 2 new flavors. I don't know if I'm allowed to say them because they don't. You can't get them unless you're a subscription guy, I think. But they're a combination that's pretty popular in the smoothie world, you know. And if you were to mix them together, it'd be like all berry and Anna. And I got both those flavors. I mixed it together. It was basically like a smoothie cereal, and I didn't feel guilty about it because it's healthy. 0 grams of sugar, 13 to 14 grams of protein, only 4 net grams of carbs. Only 140 calories a serving. Keto-friendly, gluten-free, grain-free, soy-free, low-carb, and you can build your own box. I got 6 boxes. I tried the 2 new flavors first because I know I can fall back on my mainstays.
Smart.
On my maple waffle, on my fruity and my frosted, and my blueberry, which is the best. You can go get your own at magicspoon.com/baseball. Grab a custom bundle of cereal and try it today. And be sure to use the promo code BASEBALL at checkout to save $5 off your order. Magic Spoon is so confident in their product, it's backed with a 100% happiness guarantee. So if you don't like it for any reason, they'll refund your money. No questions asked. If they ask a question, let me know. Because I can't be here telling you guys that they're not going to ask questions and then they ask a question. I'm loyal to Magic Spoon and I'm loyal to you guys. So just let me know. Remember, get your next delicious bowl of guilt-free cereal at magicspoon.com/baseball and use the code BASEBALL to save $5 off. Magic Spoon.
I'm Bizarro Aubrey Huff.
No, you're not. That's a terrible thing to
The
be.
opposite of him. The chat gets it.
I don't want you to say on air who you think I would hate, but I want you to tell me off air.
Every person you first meet in the first 10 seconds.
It's true. I do hate
and
most
then you
people when I
love
first
them
meet
a day later.
It doesn't always happen like that, but it has happened like that.
Here's what happened in the NL. The Padres went up north to San Francisco. They lost the first game. Darvish got bad. Giants went with an opener. Bunch of bullpen guys. The Padres lost the second game. They scored only 1 run again. Disco got him. Arrieta didn't pitch great. But the Padres come back. They face the bullpen again in game 3, and they win 9-6. They hit. They have some fun. And then, instead of losing the series, they win game 4 to split the 4-game set. But the Giants do become the first team to clinch a playoff berth with a win in game 1, so they partied a little bit. They were still so excited they won the next game, and then the Giants are officially in probably don't care that much mode. Musgrove goes 6 innings, pitched 3 runs to win game 3. No other Padres pitcher pitched into the 5th. Snell and Paddock placed on 10 to IL. Cronenworth will play some first base, second base, and shortstop when he returns. How about that? So good job by the Padres, because if you lost those last 2 games, you're done. Speaking of not being done, Jake's Birds. The Cardinals swept the Mets in New York. They won in extras in game 2. They shut him out with Waino in game 1, and Waino had some knife-twisting quotes after the game. Lester versus McGill in game 3, and the Cardinals win 11-4. Oh no, Mets. All that momentum from beating the Yankees did not carry on. Rockies at the Braves. The Rockies are all of a sudden becoming great on the road against playoff potential teams. Rockies do this for longer than just September, and you're in the playoffs. If you could have been a 500 team on the road, I think. And now they're just winning on the road. They only played 2 games. The 3rd game got postponed, but it was Gray versus Toussaint in game 1, and then in game 2 they won in extras. Sensatella versus Ian Noah. Freddie Freeman with 3 hits and a double. Duvall and Rosario 2 hits, home run each. Rogers go-ahead 2-run homer in the 5th inning of game 1, and Tapia go-ahead RBI single in the 10th inning of game 2. It's questionable whether Voit will be able to return this season, Trev. I know you've been following that. My Reds went to Pittsburgh, and they lost a series to the Pirates. They lost game 1. They lose game 2. They win game 3 to salvage it a little bit, 1-0. Winker's coming back soon, so I'm hoping that he brings the good vibes. I hope the Scooter Gang, the Riders get together, and my Reds get some momentum. Molly went 6 shutout innings to win game 3, as Drupal Cabrera had a sac fly in the 7th inning to push the lone run across. Brault transferred to the 60-day IL. Will miss the rest of the season. That's disappointing. Feel bad for him. Tough season for our buddy Brault. Kyle Farmer had 4 hits and a home run. And Stevenson was on Farm to Fame podcast, so go check that out. The Dodgers swept the D-backs, and that's obvious. The Dodgers starting pitchers pitched to a 1.88 ERA. Kershaw back, Gonsolin, Urias. The D-backs starting pitchers were much worse than that. 7 different Dodgers recorded 3 hits. Justin Turner had 6 hits with a home run and a double. Muncy had 4 hits for the Pirates. Marte had 4 hits with a home run and a double. Kershaw goes 4.1, 1 inning pitch in his return. Dodgers clinched a playoff berth with game 2 wins, so they're both in. The Cubs and the Phillies played 3 games, and the Phillies take 2 out of 3. I believe they were down big in game 3 last night, 7-0 or something like that, and they were going to lose the series. They come back. They win the game 17-8. So how about the Phillies? I think some people in the office still have them. They still predict them because of the schedule stuff, which I'm starting to not care about anymore. Phillies walked off on a pass ball by Robinson Chirinos in game 2. Wow. How about that? The Nationals and the Marlins played. They played all 3 games. People watched them. Alcantara. I watched him say his own name like 20 times on repeat to figure it out. And basically, you just mumble those last couple words. And that's the Nationals Marlins. He doesn't say tra. He says like Tara. Alcantara. That's a National League recap.
Nice job, James.
Thanks. Anything stand out to you, Trevor Plouffe?
The return of Kershaw and Gonsolin for the Dodgers stands out to me. You look at the Dodgers rotation. We were talking about it as being incredible when it was Scherzer, Buehler, Urias. but then Kershaw's back looking great. Gonsolin I think he's the one that needs to be talked about a little bit more. These guys, I mean, at worst would be a number 2 starters on every single team. Obviously, Scherzer, Buehler, Urias, probably Kershaw are aces on most teams. And then you get Gonsolin, who honestly should be in that ace category too if you look back at his stats. I mean, he's never had over a 3 ERA in any season. The Dodgers are getting scarier, and they're 1 game back. And the whole thing we've been talking about this whole time, are they going to catch the Giants at the last second? It's starting to seem more and more possible and even likely. And that sucks for Giants fans and the Giants in general.
They both clinched. They both got to pop some champagne. So we got 2 teams that are definitely in the postseason. And we knew that was going to happen. But it's still a nice, rewarding moment for those players. That it was all worth it in a sense.
Technically, the Dodgers didn't pop. They had a champagne toast, according to Justin Turner.
I like that because they're not done fighting. The Giants should have popped. I'm totally fine with the Giants popping because unexpected, just been constantly going. But the Dodgers won last year. They're not going to be popping champagne for clinching a wild card. But I like that they did the toast. I like they did something.
You got to enjoy it. Life's short. Trev, like what you're saying about Gonsolin, even the baseball savant this year has a lot to like on him. He started a World Series game last year. And, yeah, if your team had a 27-year-old starting pitcher who has 32 career starts and a 2.55 ERA, you'd probably be raving about him. So, yeah, and
he's their 5th starter.
He's a bonus piece. Like Dustin Mays around Gonsolin could have been twirling it in AAA all year. So that's when that Dodgers depth can get pretty scary on you. And, yeah, they're game back of the Giants. And, Jim, that's where you said, the Giants didn't care, let their foot off the pedal at the end of that Padres series. I mean, hey, those are huge games for the Padres to breathe in some life. And if you're the Giants, now you're back in the teeth of it. Dodgers have won, 6 straight?
Mm-hmm.
Dodgers have won 6 straight. They're hunting blood. They go to play Cincinnati, who they're fighting for their season. So I don't know. If you're the Giants, you're hoping for some blood there. And hey, the Giants are playing the Braves, who they're fighting for their season. So, man, yeah, we've schemed about it for a while now that the Dodgers, what is it? Is it the DK Metcalf meme? That they're just coming. I don't know. The Giants have fended them off around every turn, and it seems every time we have this conversation, we come back for the next recap episode, and the Giants are up 3 games. And we're like, wow, the goddamn Giants. But if last night's football omen for the Giants is anything, then this could be it.
Goodness.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well,
wow, shots fired.
The shrewd and frugal in me for a while wanted to see the Dodgers overtake it because it would be so sad for Giants fans to just have it and then get it snatched from them. But since I've succumbed to just understanding that the Giants are going to be in the World Series, I think the Dodgers make for a more fun wild card. I think they win it, but I think it's just like more fun wild card. So I'm rooting for the Giants to hold on. As of now, I reserve the right to change my mind at any time.
It's huge.
People forget that I have that clause in everything I say.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
People do forget that.
Mostly Trev.
There's some fun pitching matchups in those games. You mentioned Giants, Braves. Braves are throwing out their guys. Ion Anderson, Charlie Morton, and Max Fried. The Reds are coming with the heat against the Dodgers. I think they're throwing Castillo, Gray, and Miley. The Dodgers are throwing. I mean, the Dodgers only have heat, so it's those 2 series are going to be really interesting.
Good,
because Dodgers could be in first place by Monday, or they could be 2 back, 3 back. This is such a fun time of the year, man. I love it.
This weekend is probably going to be, how do you phrase it? The best weekend of baseball with the weirdest matchups. Because, we just mentioned Dodgers-Reds. We mentioned Braves-Giants. The St. Louis Dirty Birds, who, by the way, if the playoffs started tomorrow, they are in the big dance. John Lester, J. Happ, old man crew getting it done. Waino's found the fountain of youth. That's why they got those other old guys. So he gave them a little bit of his sauce so they could
Tuck
get it
everlasting.
done. Yes.
Ponce de Leon.
And by the way, their series this weekend, Padres-Cardinals. Like, man, we've already, for Monday's episode, we just lined up like 3 monster series.
The Padres, we talked about this on Baseball Today, and I feel really bad saying it again because these guys are my friends. Padres throwing out Vinny Velasquez,
Hey.
Yu Darvish, and Jake Arrieta. So I hope those guys go shove, but that's not what you would expected at the beginning of the season for the San Diego Padres.
Come on, Vinny.
I love Vinny. Vinny's a stud.
Dude.
Couple old Padres.
Welcome to the playoff race.
Couple Phillies starters on the Padres.
Man, I did not realize they signed him. I think I saw that. But, dude, you see these signings, like the Phillies drop Velasquez or whatever, and the Padres pick him up. And my brain at least, goes to, oh, yeah, insurance piece, just like a depth piece. And then you see that he's a starter for them against the Cardinals, who have just taken over the spot. And it's like, that's a wild place to be as a Padre fan.
But like we just said, the Cardinals just picked up J Happ and freaking John Lester. So they
traded
wild,
for him,
dude.
though. Like Velasquez is only available because another team in the hunt didn't want him.
Which is crazy to me because Phillies, they need all the pitching they can get.
That's kind of the point.
Cardinals, though, let's talk about the series recap. Sweeping the Mets. The Mets, they've been dead. If you've been listening to me, they've been dead. I'd like to know when I first said that. But they're 5.5 back of the wild card now. I think 5 back of the division. It's over. They're 3 games under 500. It's bad.
The Phillies?
Mets.
The Mets.
Oh. Yeah, they're all dead.
They're all
I need a
dead.
timeout. My AirPods gone. I need to go get the other ones.
Wow.
That's huge.
Wow. The Mets are dead. Don't tell Shea Station and Jolly Olive and Jerry. Super mean.
Mets are closer to the Colorado Rockies than they are the wild card.
What's up with the Rockies winning series?
I don't know. I'm excited to check in. I mean, I've done this a couple times on here since the All-Star break. They've won a couple big series against good teams. I genuinely would love to know, Rockies Nation. I know, we've had a little love-hate, especially with my Serpientes. But I don't know. I don't know if they're playing a fun brand of baseball. I don't know if it's like roulette. Like some nights they got a good team, some nights they got a terrible team. Obviously that home record's still there, but like you said, this was a roadie, right?
Yeah.
So
they were no, they've won 5 of their last 6 road games on this road trip. And they have 3 more in Washington, so no one cares about those, but yeah, bizarre. They're winning on the road.
get hot, win that Washington series. Let's
Their road
let's give it a
record,
scare.
they're like 300 on the road and 625 at home.
And more importantly, I've been giving the Braves love for not being the Phillies and the Mets. This is a series that you kind of couldn't do this. Was it just a 2-gamer?
Yeah, the third game got
Okay.
postponed.
Okay, then I'm kind of over it because, like Trev said, they got their horses lined up for a bigger series this weekend. So Braves, I won't. What is you doing, baby? I almost did.
You can't do that to them.
I almost did it. Hold it back.
Okay. Yeah. Do you think the Cardinals have it?
Do I think the Cardinals have it?
Do you have it?
No.
It's super close, man.
I've been on the Padres train because I didn't believe in Cincy or Philly at all. But Snell getting hurt is like what we just talked about. I mean, Vinny Velasquez, go drop it on the table. Snell had been one of the best starters in baseball for the last month and a half, 2 months, whatever it was. to lose him, like him, I said it multiple times on here, Snell, Darvish, Musgrove going off for this final stretch was the Padres' best chance, along with their offense kicking in. If there's a team in the AL like that their offense just hasn't kicked in this year. So it's tough to buy into San Diego right now. I haven't been drinking the Philly Kool-Aid. I love what Bryce is doing. I hope he gets that MVP and people talk about Bryce Harper again the way he deserves to be talked about. So I don't know if I mean, Cincinnati, St. Louis feels like what it's going to come down to. And talent-wise, I think I lean Cincy. I mean, do those teams have a series yet? Series left?
No, the Cardinals play the Padres, then the Cubs and Brewers the rest of the way.
Oh, that's right, the
So,
Brewers.
They're 10-17 against those teams so far this year. So the Cardinals are not a shoe-in for any of this. I don't know. There's no team that is. This is going to be a wounded animal and then they're going to get feasted upon by the Dodgers or the Giants. It's going to be bad.
So, Trev, I did some digging. I think I found your first instance of you declaring the Mets dead. August 18th, you said they might be dead, and then that was a midweek episode 2 days later on a series recap. So 3 days from when we recorded it, you said Mets are dead. And I believe
So
that would
August
be the first
21st?
time. So August 20th, I think, is the first time you declared them dead.
Pretty good. It's pretty good.
It's huge.
It's rude.
Mets fans hate me.
I know.
They're always like, "Why are you so mean to
just
us?" I'm like,
hate.
I don't know.
I read a review said I used to love the show, but Trevor hates the Mets, so now I don't listen anymore. So that's
tough.
yeah.
We lost a
Who's
fan.
this bar?
That's so soft.
Who's the last wildcard team?
Reds.
Trev?
I say that with full bias.
Full bias and right to change.
Yeah, I always have the right to change.
Playoff odds for the Cardinals at 40%.
Nice.
We all
According
agree.
to Baseball Reference, and Reds 36.9.
The fact that the Dodgers and the Giants are still battling for the division almost guarantees the Padres are out. Because the Padres have like 8 games left against the Giants. And if the Dodgers are on their tail, like we're saying, they're not gonna lighten up. And the Padres are pitching Jake Arrieta, and he's just pitching poorly every 5th day. And the offense isn't doing anything, so that's a bad combo.
I think he pitched good against the Giants, though. His last start.
If you're the Padres,
3.2, 3 earned.
I think you're just praying for.
No, that's what his stat line was.
Yeah.
I think you're praying for a San Francisco collapse. If you're the Padres, you hope the Dodgers jump San Fran this weekend. San Fran gets bummed out that they've held it all year and the big bad wolf is there, and they start playing a bad brand of baseball down the stretch. But that hasn't happened all year, so.
Can I ask Cardinals fans a question?
Always.
You guys know your team better than we know it. We haven't said that in a long time. Everyone knows your team better than we know your team.
Yes.
Except the Yankees. Jake and I are pretty tuned in there.
Locked in.
Cardinals. Is Waino the wild card pitcher? Like locked in, like nothing going to change. That's who it is.
I would have to assume so. The only question mark. I know you love your guy Kim, but I think it's Waino.
I don't think it's Kim. I was Jay Flair coming back in time. Would that change anything?
I think if Jay Flair is back and you have a 1-game wild card, you have him as a weapon ready to go. Because Waino's going to be top 5 Cy Young this year. Where are his numbers at? Isn't he like a 2.88 ERA?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
I figured he was. I just want to make sure
Yeah.
that's locked in, because then it's a little tough as a diehard Reds fan.
right.
Because Waino versus the Dodgers is something I really
One-game
want.
playoff.
A 1-game playoff Waino versus the Dodgers is something the third-party fan in me
Right.
is very, very interested in.
Right.
I mean, if you're a Dodger fan and you've been a Dodger fan for a while, you know that that's very scary because the Cardinals used to just take the Dodgers out of the playoffs pretty much every single year. But that was back in the day.
If they can't use Waino, if they need him last day to get in, I would kind of love a Cardinals ugly game if they go like Kim for 2, Jay Flair for 2, Cabrera, Gallegos, Reyes, Andrew Miller. Like if they just went,
That's what they'll do.
If they just went full Uggo on the Dodgers because they had to win to get in, I think that'd still be a good time.
I think that's exactly what they'll do. Is everybody's ready at any point in the game. High leverage guys coming in. That's it.
That'd be pretty fun.
And the Dodgers will be like, okay, we're just going to throw like one of our guys.
Yeah. How about my dude Kim going to the bullpen grabbing saves?
He's different, man.
Built different.
Just a quick save. What of it?
I know there's old men jokes to be had, but dude, Hap has had 1 bad start out of his 8. The other 7 have been solid. John Lester is being John Lester, and we were pretty tough on the Birds for those moves. So I don't know if they saw something or if Waino's, drinking horse urine and that makes you stronger as you age, but it's working.
Hap, dude. What the fuck?
Love him.
Waino to Jay Flair, Gallegos, Reyes. Who else is in there? Is Hazley? He's not.
He's
pitching. I
hurt.
think he's
Cabrera's my guy. He throws with such a gross arm angle.
Hennessy?
Hennessy.
That's a very much an aesthetically pleasing matchup. The Dodgers, Cardinals, classic jerseys together. I really like that.
So if the Reds are in it,
Right.
That's not as aesthetically pleasing, right?
It's similar.
I hate the Reds. I hate the Reds jerseys. I'm on record as saying I think they're one of the worst in the league.
Holy smokes!
That feels like some Jonathan.
Yeah.
What about the D-backs? Don't you hate their jerseys too?
I do.
Because we met the D-backs, like head of PR people. They were like, "Tell Trev to stop hating on our jerseys."
Well, they changed. I think I made a false comment about them because they got rid of the stuff that I hated, like the gradient pants and stuff, and so they got rid of that. But I still think they're too arena football-ish for me. I don't know.
I think that the ones that you're talking about, I agree. Like when I picture Brandon Drury in a D-backs uniform, I picture that gradient style that looks very college football to me.
Yeah.
They better not be in the chat right now.
You guys shut the hell up.
I like all the gear they sent Jake, like that style.
It's okay.
What are the
Look,
D-backs
not everyone's going to have a
colors?
top 5 jersey. Maroon and gold.
Officially, they don't
Black.
do any of the other colors anymore.
This feels really targeted.
Well, you want to do the AL?
Everyone.
I could try.
Did we talk about everything we need to talk about?
No, definitely. There's people mad at us. I mean,
Yeah.
the Braves
Cubs and Phillies. Did we talk about those games?
don't need to talk about the games. It's all about playoff picture.
The comeback is cool. Down 7-0. To go up, I think 15-7 after that. Bryce is killing it.
Are you on the Bryce Harper over Tatis train? Is that what you're doing?
I think I'm rooting for it, but strictly from the point of like older players, like what Jimmy's saying about Waino pitching in that wild card game and how cool that would be. Like Fernando's got a lot of time to Fernando it up, and he's kind of had a weird year, like, injured. He's in the outfield right now. Bryce Harper, my whole thing, I gave him the award when the All-Star teams came out. Like, he got snubbed, and like Soto was on there, and it's, like kind of what's going on. And now it's looking like he can win the MVP. And he's always deserved a little more respect on his name. The problem is it was him and Trout. Well, the other guy ended up being probably the best baseball player ever. What Harper's doing is incredible. So I hope he steals another MVP.
His numbers are better than Tatis at this point.
So we talked about this earlier on Baseball Today. I think you could go either way. There's numbers that favor Tatis. There's numbers that favor Harper. It's going to be very
What numbers
difficult
favor
for voters.
Tatis? Analytics?
I think his slugging's still higher.
His what?
I think his slugging's still higher.
Like the OPS is they're
really close.
basically the exact same. I think Fernando has him in WAR, almost a full WAR according to Baseball Reference.
Harper has him
A full
in
one.
OPS plus, batting average, on base percentage, games.
Tatis has more homers,
played.
more RBIs.
Yeah,
Looks
Harper
like
has more
Tatis has been
doubles.
back at short for like a week now too.
You give me just
Tatis
these
on the
numbers, and it's Harper for me. That's just offensive numbers, though. So also Tatis has missed some time.
Missed time. Apparently he's back at shortstop. There's a lot of moving parts.
Harper might be like a huge part of why the Phillies are still in it.
I hope one of them has a great final 2 weeks, gets their team in the playoffs, and we can say you earned the MVP. Fair?
Fair.
Can I just say this, Jake? You said that Tatis has all the time in the world. Bryce Harper signed through 2031, so he's got some time too.
Right, and that's what we treat Bryce Harper like a forgotten man sometimes. He's 28, and he could be on his way to his second MVP. And he should have been at his 7th All-Star game this year.
In 10 years, Bryce Harper will still be playing for the Phillies. I mean, unless
He'll be on the
trade him,
Yankees, and you know that.
Wow. Let's find out what happened in the AL. It's brought to you by Canna Dips.
Ooh.
Trev, what you know about Canna Dips? CBD dips. No nicotine, no tobacco. That's the stuff you got to cut out, but still get to feel like a man with your pouch in your lip, spitting on your shoes, letting the squirrels lick it up. We're super excited to share the product with you. It's an absolute game changer. Chewing tobacco is a rite of passage when it comes to baseball. Agree or disagree, Trev?
It's disgusting. Don't do it.
Well, this is CBD.
Nobody should chew
This
tobacco.
is CBD.
Exactly. Exactly. This is what you should be doing. Tobacco is disgusting.
Cannabis CBD, Canna Dips CBD has mastered a discreet and fast-acting way to consume CBD and has provided in a format that can help you evolve your dip. Canna Dip CBD is offering our listeners a great offer, so listen up. They're so confident you will love the dips and want to offer you 20% off site-wide to help power you and your favorite squad to the playoffs. Head to CannadipsCBD.com, use promo code BASEBALL for 20% off site-wide and become a hero with Cannadips. These Cannadips CBD pouches are all natural, spitless, and are great to use wherever and whenever. Well, Shakira, wherever, whenever,
I'll be there.
you'll be here.
Humboldt, Cali.
My dear.
I mean, that's, you know.
So grab the Cannadips California roll at CannadipsCBD.com with promo code baseball for 20% off.
CBD with BBD.
Jake, tell us what happened in the American League and make it funny, dude.
I'll do my best, man. Let's start off. We had a little makeup game, 1-game series. JOMBOY's Yankees versus Trevor Plouffe's Twins. Buenos Cantos were going 10. Lil Poppy was in the building. Big Aaron Judge with the home run to take the game to extras. And Gary Sanchez, Trevor Plouffe's understudy, with the game-winning hit down the line. Yankees win 6-5. It's never easy. We'll talk about that more in a minute. OVO XO, the Toronto Blue Jays take 2 out of 3 from the Rays. Boogity, boogity, boogity. You start beating the Rays, Jays, and hell Hayes. 8-1, 2-0, 6-3. I think the story for my birds, holy smokes, Manoah, 8 innings pitch, dropping dick on the mound. And then Robbie Ray says, hey, how about I drag it on the other side? Unbelievable start by him. Barrios, not bad either. How's your start? It was okay. Rays won that game 2-0 though. Jays, keep going, baby. Keep going. Robbie Ray, 13 Ks. My goodness. McClanahan and Wander Franco hoping to come back for the Rays. They've been in a little bit of funk, but they have a huge lead because they beat the Orioles. Speaking of not doing that properly, the Yankees take 2 out of 3 in the most deflating way possible. They win game 2. They have to come back in the 9th. Brett Gardner. Oh my God, what an at-bat in the rain against one of the worst teams to ever do it. Garrett Cole had a good bounce-back start after some hamstring stuff, and then the Yankees below it to not get the sweep. They lose 3-2 to the Orioles. Orioles have played them well this year, Yankees doing some bug eating. The Mariners hosted the Red Sox. Here's a sneaky wild card battle. Mariners take game 1. They win 5-4. Big Gilbert on the mound. Tyler Glasnow mini. But the Red Sox, they win 8-4 and then 9-4 in extras. Sox do enough. They get some good starting pitching, Jim. I know that's important to you. Nasty Nate Eovaldi. He's been rolling for a little while now. Chris Sale expected to come back Friday. Haniger had a big series. We used to talk about him a lot in April. Like to see where his numbers are at on the year. And then a little Texas two-step. The Rangers hosted the Astro for 4, so it was a two-step twice. Astros take 3 out of 4. Oda Rizzi, whoops.
What?
How's your Jake? Rangers take game 2, 8-1, but then the Astros 7-2, 12-1 last night. Bet of the day. It's the bet of the day. Urquidy. His first win since returning from the IL. Missed 2 months. How about that? Jordan Lyles. He's been pitching well. Good for you, Jordan Lyles. Hope it matters for you at some point. Adolis Garcia, a few hits. Astros roll. They hit the whole series. 593 slugging as a team. And the Royals lose 2 out of 3 to the Athletics after winning the first 12-10. Jeez, how was that game? And then 7-2 Athletics in the finale. Elvis Andrus with some hits. We haven't said that a lot. Josh Harrison always giving a tough at-bat. Batlin. A's take 2 out of 3. And then the White Sox hosted the Angels. Oh, no, White Sox. What is you doing? They lose 2 out of 3. They haven't really had to care about a series since the Field of Dreams game. Packy Naughton got to pitch, so that's always a treat. Lucas Giolito came back. He won that game. But the Angels, 3-2, 9-3. Jansen Junk, I bet. Like to see it. They do enough. Trout, Madden admits it's unlikely for Trout to return this season.
What?
Hey, good job, Halos. They take 2 out of 3 from the White Sox. Your final series, Trevor Plouffe's Twins. Again, they play a double dick with the Indians and split it. And the Indians take the finale 12-3. Quantrill, another good start from him. Joe Ryan, follow Trev on Instagram. Indians take 2 out of 3 from the Twins.
James, it's looking like your Mike Trout under 41.5 homers is going to hit.
Boom, boom.
Bank it.
For the exact same reason you said. You're like, if this guy gets hurt at all, 41 homers, he's like never done it.
I didn't want him to miss this much time. I meant like even like a 2-week injury, he's not going to do it. And so, yeah, I'm smart.
Yeah, he's smart.
Even my other bet's going to come true too, right?
Yankees-Mets.
Yankees winning more.
Yankees winning 5 more games than the Mets.
Yep. Trevor Story over 280 batting average. I don't think is going to get there. Is he close now?
I don't think I'm going to get that one.
Come on, Trev. Get hot. And
I have, speaking of an AL player that's hitting some homers, I have Yordan Alvarez over 33.5, and he's at 30 right now.
Okay. It's going to be tight.
Hot. Yeah, close. I also had Gallo over 38.5, and I don't think that one's going to hit.
That's surprisingly close.
Yeah, he's got like 30-something.
35, I think, was last
Yeah.
night.
Okay,
so your homer picks are going to be tight.
Wait, what was that Gallo one?
I like it.
38.5 homers.
And he's got 35? Oh, you're good. Yeah. He's on a bit of a heater right now, Trev.
Yeah, I mean, those two guys.
He should have hit 2 yesterday. Only hit 1.
Homers in bunches.
Orioles turned on the wind.
What stands out to you guys? What did you hear? What did you see?
The Blue Jays, I have a bit of it later. Ooh. But they are the number 1 seed now, right? In the wild card.
I think they're tied with Boston.
Are they tied or they have it?
Tied, but they're a game up in the loss
by
column.
Percentage points they have it, but same like Red Sox are 0 games back.
Yeah.
Okay. They're ahead in the loss column. I don't think they're going to look back. Now, I don't know their schedule. I know but they, unlike the Yankees, everyone's like, don't worry, Jimmy, the Yankees' schedule sucks. They'll just win them all. And it's like, well, the Yankees are bad. So that doesn't help. People are like, well,
we got the Blue Jays at 84%.
Toronto's got to play the Rays. Well, they swept the Orioles in grand fashion. They didn't. They won 3 out of 4. But grand fashion, big wins, and then they just beat the Rays. They have the Rays again and the Yankees. But I mean, Toronto's going to be hosting the wild card game. It seems, and I wish they were at full capacity. Not for, let's keep everyone healthy and all that, but that place would be going nuts if they were deprived baseball, and now they get some baseball, and then now they get a wild card game. But they're a force. And then we were talking in the office yesterday, and like the Rays, how much are they just getting things right? I think they left Yarby out there. And if they were in a race, they wouldn't leave him out there for a while, and he just kind of ate some innings and some runs. And that's what I'm interested in, the Rays, the White Sox, and the Astros. I'd love to know the mindset of the decision-making and the plans being put in place with relievers and pitchers, because I think it's got to very much be more favorable to getting guys right and on schedule than let's win every game at hand. And that's kind of how it seems it's going for those 3 teams, which they deserve the ability to be able to do that.
I think even with limited fans in Toronto, if they host the game, it's going to be freaking loud.
Yeah.
Like they'll show up. However, what is it, half capacity? I don't know what it is, but it doesn't matter. Like, it's going to be an electric atmosphere. They know how to party in Toronto.
It gets echoey. You get some bounces off the dome there. Yeah.
Have you guys been there?
I'm not.
Dude, when they open the roof up and you look up at that damn tower, scariest thing. Like, Jim, I know you wouldn't like it. You and I have similar phobias to tall buildings and heights and weird stuff, I think. And
I don't like heights.
You would.
I can do tall buildings.
You would not like looking up at the tall building looks like it's going to fall right onto the thing. It's very strange.
It's odd.
My guy Pete Fairbanks is back for Los Rays. So he's tuning up for the playoffs. Nick Anderson is back for the Rays. So, Jim, I think you're right, man. I think the Rays built up such a lead. It's still 8.5 games with how well the Blue Jays have been playing.
There's no – and what's their lead on Houston and the White Sox?
For best record?
They're comfy there, too. They're like 5 up.
And I mean, I don't know how much they care about best record. You want to get into the DS, and you want to be playing the best you can. And yeah, man, they've earned it. And I'll say the only thing why I was riding the Toronto Dirty Birds before I was riding the St. Louis Dirty Birds. Trev, you're a run differential guy. Plus 175, that's better than the Rays. When Toronto does it, I mean, they do it big, man. So. And, dude, with the way Manoah and Robbie Ray, the pitching performance they can get on a given day, man, they are a special team. Like, a special team.
Can I say something?
Say it all.
I think the Red Sox murdered the Mariners. I think the Mariners, they're dead. I think it's time to declare them dead. And it sucks because we love them. We love what they've done. We love J.P. Crawford. We love Mitch Haniger. Who else do we love there? Ty France, my Frenchman. I think they're done. 4 games back, not enough time.
I was also, Trevor, going to ask the question because I can be talked in and out of this completely. The Mariners, to me, I was going to ask how many games are left on average? 15, 14? Is that the range we're looking at?
Around there.
We're at 147. We're at 146, 147.
Yeah,
so
15, 16.
Okay. You guys, I gave my thoughts on the wild card race a while ago that the numbers are bigger there because you don't play each other that much. The Yankees still play the Red Sox. They still play Toronto. Toronto still plays the Red Sox. They still play the Yankees. So if it was 3 games, you can still be like, well, you really have to play perfect and you have to sweep your opponent. All those teams are within a game. I mean, they're basically tied, and then the Yankees are half game out. Those 3 teams are in it, and they can do damage against each other. The Mariners are 4 games out, and they don't get a chance to play any of those 3 teams anymore, right? So for them, I was going to say I agree, Trev. I'm also wondering what you guys think about Oakland. Can they get in? Because these 3 teams, the Blue Jays, the Red Sox and the Yankees play each other so much that they're guaranteed to get wins. They can't go 0 for 10 because they all play each other, and that hurts Oakland. So I also think Oakland kind of...
Well, I think
obviously it can happen.
the other way you spin that for Oakland and Seattle is that if Oakland, Seattle gets hot, then one of those teams is also losing. So, like, you're going to be making up ground on someone. But
no. Saying the Red Sox, the Yankees, and the Blue Jays are all getting wins.
Right, but one of them's also getting a loss. Like, there's another side of that coin.
But there's 3 of them, and 2 will be getting
right.
wins.
But war of attrition. Like, that's what we normally say about a tough division over the year. So, A's or Seattle, you'd have to get real hot. The Mariners aren't dead because they're zombies. They haven't been alive for a while.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like, it's kind of like...
What kind of
It's
zombies?
kind of like, why haven't they died? So, yeah, they're still zombieing.
I think they're not.
It's
I
just
think
not
they're
as
like
scary.
super friendly zombies.
Like, there was
they're
this...
not that. They're
for a little bit,
non-threatening.
it was a scary zombie. And then, like, you set up your boundaries, and they're outside of it. And one day, you just kind of... Like, instead of them clearly having a I want to eat you alive, they kind of just gave, like, a...
They like knock at the door zombies.
Like, they left,
By
like,
the way,
a
we're
gift.
here. Yeah.
Like, they knew your garden hose broke, and they're like, J.P. Crawford's going to be great next year.
Okay, I'm way more wrong about one thing.
Never trust a zombie.
Never, ever. Toronto doesn't play the Red Sox again, so I am wrong there. But Toronto plays the Yankees again, so one team's going to win games there. That's above Oakland. And then the Yankees still play Boston, right?
Yankees have Boston and Toronto. Back-to-back, I think.
Jumping.
I think the same week.
So I'll say this.
I think next
the
weekend.
Oakland can't get worse this weekend. They can't. We can't be sitting here Monday and Oakland is at 4, 5, or 6. They have to stay at 3 or gain 1. Otherwise, I'll declare them dead on Monday if they're still at 3 or at 4. If they're at 4 Monday, they're done. So who do they play? Houston. They play the Angels, and then they play Seattle, Houston, Seattle, Houston. The schedule makers this year were lazy.
A little bit.
All they did was they
Yeah.
took 4 teams and they
like
said, you guys are going to go back to back to back.
I don't like that.
There's been so many like, oh, Milwaukee's playing the Cardinals, then they play the Twins, then they play the Cardinals, then they play the Twins. Lazy.
A little lazy.
I think we can. If we're declaring the Mariners dead, I think we almost have to declare the Oakland dead. I'm not there yet.
I think we're
Mariners were never
super
alive.
close.
Mariners were never alive.
Trev, we're sharing the same brain here. It's tough for Oakland
Yeah.
because the 3 teams ahead of them are guaranteed some wins.
Yeah. It's hard to jump that many teams in this short amount of
Yeah.
time.
Oakland got bit by the zombie. And they're just drinking different stuff, hoping they find the potion. Been there.
Michael Joel
Yeah.
gets it.
Couple late nights sitting on the curb.
He's figured it. He's cracked the code.
Ah.
Oh.
Bit of an
What
investigator.
else do we got to talk about?
What else do we got to talk about? Nothing.
Yankees.
Give us what you got on the Yanks, Trev, because we've let it
I'll
out.
tell you they're worse than what you're thinking.
Oh, I don't know, man. I mean, they had a good enough series. I know you want to win the last game. I know it was a walk-off pass ball. I saw Nick Turturro going absolutely nuts in his car.
One of his better videos ever.
Yeah.
Arguably his best.
A fucking
I don't know if
wild
you guys-
fucking
I mean-
pitch.
They're all like
Two
that. They're all
strikes.
saying
Two
he's always
strikes.
yelling.
What else could happen? It's so good.
That's baseball.
Trev, do you love how every time he does a video, he starts with his glasses off and he rips them off his face? The first 5 frames are always... Someone make a montage of all Nick Turturro's videos of just the glasses constantly coming off before he talks.
Jake and Nick are similar in the regard that they're very body confident. Like you're gonna see
He's a
Nick,
bizarro Jake.
He's just Jake, man.
Yeah, I think that's just Jake
It's just me.
in 20 years or whatever, you know. But he's a real fan. That's the thing, is like he's watching the freaking games. He's doing it. So like people ask, like Chris asked me this morning, like, do you like that? I said, yeah, because he's a real fan. He watches all the games. Those are genuine reactions. Is he hamming it up a little bit sometimes? Maybe. He's an actor, but the emotion is real.
The emotion's real.
Let's do the IL.
In his video last night, he said he didn't watch the game.
Yeah, that's the only one. But he really does. I've been there with him.
He's been there with him.
First time we met Trev was right after he did Trevor's podcast.
Trev views me.
Jake Odorizzi.
Okay.
I want to shout out to him. He went on the IL. So, sorry, buddy. He was covering first base, hurt his foot. It's a tough one. We love Jake.
We love Jake. Astros about to get really hot.
Let's do the IL, will we?
7-3 in their last 10. D-backs, Angels coming up.
Part of the plan.
All right, guys. I bet I'm going to keep it under the song limit because we only have one series, and guess what? It was a 2-gamer. And I'll say this. Brewers, what is you doing, baby? You get swept by the Tigres, 1-0 Tigers in game 1. It was the Spider-Man meme come to life. Peralta versus Peralta. Both pitched extremely well. 6 2-hit shutout innings for both of those guys. Tigers win it on a Derek Hill walk-off double in the 11th inning. The second game went 4-1 to the Tigers. Jimmy, let me ask you this. Do you like offense?
Yes.
Then you hated this series because the offenses were downright awful. The Tigers, they hit 164 in these 2 games. The Brewers hit 106. Not a lot of offense going on. Tigers win 4-1. They get the sweep. Adames, though, here's some good news for the Brew Crew. He could be ready to return during next week's homestand. That's what happened in the IL.
Perfect timing, Trev.
Perfect timing.
I made it.
Yeah.
You love a sweeps in these 2 games.
You have to announce it.
Announce what?
The Tigers swept a team.
Yep.
Who'd they sweep?
The
I'm
Brewers.
going to say that.
Oh, Brewers are dead? That's crazy. I was too busy laughing because I skipped the song.
Fast forward the song.
I fast forwarded the song like 2 minutes.
Got
You
it.
still nailed it, Trev.
He's
Didn't
built
even mess with
different,
you.
man.
That is a bummer. No, 2-game sweeps don't count. I think I said that. I think I said that way back when I declared the sweep.
Okay, good.
2-game sweeps don't count.
Thank God.
What do the
How about that,
Brewers
though?
care about the Tigers?
Nothing.
Peralta versus Peralta. They both go 6 innings, shutout with 2 hits.
Dude,
Redemption game.
who's our guy, Ray?
Who's our guy, Ray?
You know,
Tigers Ray.
Tigers Ray. Yeah, but what's
Ray.
his Twitter handle?
He's like Ray R. Tigers.
Ray Rodriguez, right?
Tigers in the second half. 30-26.
Good.
How
Yeah.
about it, Tigers? Don't sleep on them.
Oh no, man.
I pulled a Casey Mize rookie card auto yesterday.
Dude.
Swear?
So be good. Be good, Casey, because I need to sell your card later in my life.
Oh man, Ray, I'm so sorry, man.
You looking for Ray?
Yeah, Ray on Twitter tweeted at us and was like, since you guys are just going to brush over the Tigers, here's some actual things you can say. And they were like really good, and I appreciated them, and I wanted to share them. And if like fans of teams want to start sending me bullet points
Would love that.
about what I can say about your team and you get better representation, like, yeah, send them in.
If I
Yes.
don't like your take, I will say you're a bullshit fan.
Yeah.
That just comes with it.
That
though.
comes. What's Ray's name? Isn't it Ray Rod or something like that?
You want me to find him?
I'm gonna search Ray Tigers JOMBOY on Twitter and it might come up. Because he sent in just a ton of great takes.
Good guy. Ray Reynolds.
What's-
Reynolds 31. Follow.
How you spelling Reynolds?
You got it. R-E-Y.
And-
Nolds.
And
His
31.
bio on Twitter is "Don't sleep on the Tigers."
Yeah, well, that's all right. So I'm giving him a follow. And here's what he said. Oh, I liked it. I
sleeping.
should have just checked. I knew I did something so I could get it. He said, whenever the Tigers take a series from a good team, the narrative is how poorly the good team played. Some suggestions to follow. And this was for Monday's show, not
Yeah.
today's show. Hinch is the real deal. Jamer leads the league.
Oh my God!
With
It's over.
doubles.
Stop reading after the first freaking.
Yeah, you
bullet
did
point.
lose Trev with the first bullet point going manager first,
Yeah.
Ray. But Jamer leads the league in doubles, and he hit 2 bombs to keep the Tigers in the game today. The bow and arrow home run celebration is worthy of your consideration. How do they do it? Because the Red Sox kind of did, and the Rays did it. That's been done. Tigers, you almost need to find a new one. If they're doing it the same way, the emptying the quiver or the shooting it at each other.
It's all been done.
It's all nothing new under the sun.
No new jokes.
Tigers are getting quality innings from guys we didn't expect it from, and the Fetter factor is real.
Baseball.
Yeah.
I've got something to root for.
Wait, he started something with Akil Baddoo. I have no idea if the numbers would back this up, and that's an awesome take. That's a great way to start a take. But this guy seems to make the Tigers offense click. He's a ton of fun to watch, and the fans in Detroit are taking notice.
I can find some stats for that.
Chris Fetter follows me, so maybe he is the real deal.
Tigers are 70 and 77. Let's get them an 11-4 finish and get to 500. Come on, Tigers.
I don't care about that, but
That's big for them, man.
okay. Thanks, Ray.
Brewers, you're fine.
Brewers are nasty.
Don't care.
Not dead.
Don't care.
Not dead.
Not dead. Only 2 games. I would eliminate those. I'm going to start adding it to my what would you do if you're a commissioner, and no one's going to understand or like why do you care about that, but I'm going to say get rid of 2-game interleague sets. That's going to be probably my 8th bullet point. No more 2-game interleague sets. Players probably love them.
Saying.
Swollen Balls is trending on Twitter right now.
Thanks, Nikki.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, let's go to the second half of the show where we do some awards. We give out some standouts. We have some fun. Maybe we hop in an elevator. And we have the Stimulator simulator today since it is Friday. And if you are stimulated, you can hide that with a dugout mug. It's long and it's
I've
got
done
a hole.
that.
Yeah, Jake's done that. He does he's got a nude shoot, just mug. Dugout Mugs is giving away autographed merchandise, and all you have to do to enter is text the word super. They've done this a couple times to 85311. You're entered to win. You text the word super to 85311. They have autographed baseballs, cards, and dugout mugs from Mo, Pete Rowe, Randy O'Rowe, Pudge Rowe, Co Kluber, Jim Rose, Nick Swosher. That was working out real well until Jim Rice and Nick Swisher. And a bunch of their other baseball legends. Text the word super, as in super duper expert. What's a super duper
Fragilistic
Yeah. SUPER to enter the Super Signature September giveaway by Dugout Mugs. Just enter once and you're eligible to win all 38 prizes for the entire month. Wow. Take 20 seconds right now while you're listening to the podcast and text the word super to 85311 to be entered to win. Super. I get to go first, and my standout performance is Alek Manoah. Jake touched on it. This kid's been a game changer. I don't know if he was part of their plans. I definitely didn't know about him when we did the TPPs, and I was like, I don't like the Blue Jays starting pitching. I didn't know that he was going to come up and do all this. And he's kind of like, I want to root for him just by demeanor on the mound and stuff, and I don't know what that's all about yet.
Young Lance Lynn.
He is kind of like reminding me like that. This last start, he upped his slider. He threw more sliders than he could have thrown to the Rays, and I like that. I like that he's like, I'm facing the Rays. They're a team that goes by the numbers so much. They have all the data. You know that phrase you like, Trev, where, if you can tell me a guy throws this pitch 60% of the time in this situation, I'll believe it. You played for the Rays.
Sure.
Did the Rays do a lot of that stuff with their scouting reports?
Yeah, they try to tell you which situations are advantageous to you, and then when they come up during the game, here's what to do.
So in majority of his starts before this start, Manoah was throwing his fastball 40% of the time, his slider 20% of the time. In the start against the Rays, maybe he's tinkering, and maybe it's not because of this reason, but I like in my world, my fan fiction, Manoah said, I'm going to flip the script because I know the Rays are an analytic department that studies routines and schemes. I'm totally flipping it. I'm throwing my slider 40% of the time, my fastball 20. Completely flipped his repertoire from the game before that they were probably watching tape on, and I like that. And he just absolutely shut him down. 8 innings pitched, 0 earned runs, 10 Ks. Alek Manoah, the big boy in Toronto. We saw his debut. We were at the stadium.
Love that.
It's a good one, Jim.
Thank you.
It is good, Jim. You know, we talked about someone needing to step up for the Jays. We mentioned some of the bigger names, and Pearson's been in the bullpen, I think, doing pretty well. But he was, one guy we mentioned that should come in and help them in their starting rotation. But Manoah's been better than anything that any Jays fan could have imagined prior to the season. He's been as consistent can be, and he's fun, man. Like when you watch him pitch, he's not like Lanson because he does throw other pitches. Like he throws more than one pitch. He's got a nasty changeup. His slider's sick. Even his heater's pretty disgusting. Like he's got 3 above average pitches. It's fun to watch him throw.
And I think our guy Petriello tweeted about it. I think his slider had more dip this start. Like not only did he throw more of them, but it dropped more. So maybe that's why.
Well, it also was he faced the Rays in back-to-back games earlier this season, and his first game, he went 7 innings pitched, 0 earned runs, 10 strikeouts, and the pitch he threw the most then was slider. Then his very next start, he faced him again, and I guess he tried to switch it up or didn't have a feel for slider, and the Rays knocked him out before he could finish the 4th inning. So in this one, his 3rd time facing a team. I love that as a pitcher. I have since before we talked on microphones, and I could always told Jake, you got to see a guy. He's got to go through the league a bunch of times and to really know what he's got. So it's pretty cool to see the adjustment again from Manoah. Good shit out of him. He's my standout performance.
Is that a question, Trev?
It's I'm going to the chat. Our boy Connor with a K. Interesting.
Risky.
Like it. And an O. There's no E either. That's okay, Connor. I like it. Manoah, he says, only had 35 career minor league innings. That's legit, dude.
That's me.
Good for you.
That's crazy.
That's me. Damn.
Yeah, 9 games.
Is he a 4-year college pitcher or something?
West Virginia. Front office knew what they wanted.
3-year college pitcher with summer ball.
That's some grit.
23
You
now.
got some grit. I think that's what you
meat.
call it when you come out of West Virginia. It's something.
It ends in a T.
A little bit of he's got a little bit of zombie in him. You come from West Virginia, you got a little zombie in you.
I know what you're saying. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying.
If you're from West Virginia, you can drink water out of a lake and you're just not concerned.
You view lakes as drinking
yes.
water.
Yeah.
Like you say there's a drinking hole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh. You drink your bathtub water.
Jordan.
Oh, okay.
I don't agree with that.
That was a step far.
Jordan
That's a step far.
Anagostu
That's a step far.
is asking if this is a live show.
No.
No.
This is yeah.
Every Monday.
Wait till you see some butt during the
Every
stimulation.
Monday, Friday, live.
Great award.
Thank you. You know I love pitch mix stuff.
Jim, I'm still drinking the Kool-Aid on my birds. You mentioned Alek. The pitching staff's been getting love. Last episode, I gave my award to the GM. That's how much I'm drinking the Kool-Aid. There's a guy. I talk about it. I throw it in a little too much. I'll be honest with myself. A guy will come up and say their name and, they're underrated. This guy doesn't get talked about enough. And there's a lot of baseball guys that don't get talked about enough. It's a regional sport. That's kind of why we're doing what we're doing, to get guys talked about more. There's a guy on those Jays who is as much of a threat as anyone besides Vladdy right now, because he's hitting at an all-worldly level. My guy, Teoscar Hernandez, is a flat-out stud, man. This guy won the Silver Slugger last year. MVP votes, 11th in the MVP. Better than me. The last 2 seasons, 177 games, a little over what would be a full season. 301, 352, 541 slug. That's a 140 OPS plus, 43 homers. He swings a violent bat, man. When he hits it, it goes. And again, when you start talking Blue Jays, I don't know how quickly a lot of people mention Teoscar, but he's on pace. His 162 game average is a 40 homer season hitting 300. That dude is a monster. If this dude was on your team, he would be your, like, you got to know about this guy. You got to know about this guy. Unfortunately, he plays on a team where everyone knows their MLB ancestry, so that's tough sometimes. He put up a 5 for 5 the other day. Teoscar, he's a beast, man. It's a dude you do not want to see in the box.
Good for her.
Can I give a what is you doing, baby?
Sure.
Right now? Houston, what is you doing, baby? They traded him away along with Nori Aoki for Francisco Liriano in 2017, the year they won the World Series.
I don't think they're.
But that is that's a miss. It's a miss by them.
And I think
But I love Teoscar.
I think me and his agent follow each other on social media, so whatever.
What's his agent's name?
Rafa Nieves.
Oh, I know Rafa.
Oh, MLB player agent?
I know Rafa.
I saw a blurb. It said the Blue Jays, they have 4 guys with 25 homers and 90-something RBIs. The first time in franchise history. Might be the first time in a lot of other histories, too. That's pretty impressive.
Higher
Teoscar's part of it.
We've been talking about how good Simeon's year is, and, he racks up WAR, and that's he's playing a fantastic second base. That's why. Higher OPS plus. Teoscar Hernandez has him by a point right now, and Marcus Simeon, next homer will be his 40th. So that's what Teoscar's doing. Trev, finish it out with another J. Come on.
I'm not going to do another J. Well, I might do a J after
Dude,
the show. That's what I'm talking
Liriano
about.
was part of that postseason run, so I don't know if they're regretting the trade that much. He pitched in the World Series.
Yeah, he did. And they won the World Series, and they were cheating and all that good stuff. But whatever. We're moving on now, James. We're moving on now.
Where'd you hear about that from?
Is this live?
I am going to say, Jake, that this guy is also underrated, or at the very least not talked about enough. We mention him quite a bit on this show because we're the best baseball show to ever exist. That's what we do. My guy, Yordan. Yordan Alvarez had a 2 for 5 game, 2 homers, 3 ribbies, bringing his season total to 30 homers, 96 RBIs. He's got an 883 OPS, 138 OPS plus. The guy is an absolute banger, and oh yeah, he just turned 24.
24.
This is a guy who is during the postseason is going to hit some massive home runs for them. It could be his coming out party where he gets much more national recognition, because when he hits homers, they are absolute tanks too. Do you want to know what his 162 game average is?
I want to know.
43 homers and 132 RBIs. I've called him a top 5 bat in the game, and I stand by that. When what he does in the plate is very impressive. His walk rate is down this year, so his overall OPS numbers aren't as good as they have been. I think that'll figure itself out. I don't think he's at 8.4% walk rate. I think he's more like a 10% guy. He has that patience, but he just doesn't get enough love for the kind of hitter he is, for how young he is, and like I said, what he's going to do in the playoffs. It's not if he's going to do it in the playoffs. He's going to do it in the playoffs. And I want everyone to just have him on your radar, that little blip. Just pay attention to it, because he's going to have some huge, huge at-bats for the Houston Astros. So shout out Yordan.
From Las Tunas.
Yeah, I love my Cuban ball players. And Cuban sandwiches, too.
You know where Las Tunas is?
Sandwich. Does that mean the tuna?
I'm guessing the town's named after the tuna, which made me think it was Ocean Town. It's not. It's pretty Midland. Pretty middle.
That doesn't make any
middle
sense.
Of Cuba.
Las Tunas?
Las Tunas. Las Tunas. Yeah.
I've been on the Yordan train for a long time, by the way. I want people to know.
I got you. You're definitely not steering it, but you're that dude who is sitting on the back of the train, just so comfy.
So
Like
comfy.
I got here first, and I chose this seat. I don't mean the back of the train inside the train. I mean like you're sitting where the hitch is on the last caboose, feeling the breeze a little bit, looking at you're protecting the rear.
Everyone knows they can't come to that area.
Yes.
That's your spot.
That's your spot on the train. You're protecting the rear.
Thank you guys.
Can I point out one more Yordan stat?
Would love that.
Please.
His per 162 average, as Trevor said, 43 homers, 42 doubles too. Per 162.
If people don't,
Pop.
I'm afraid a lot of people don't understand the seat that Trevor's in. It's that's Trev.
So that's going to be
Oh.
tough for anyone watching or listening.
So I have it with a
yes.
door in the back. So like people could go out there if you want.
I had it with the door as well. This
Okay.
image doesn't have a door, but yeah, that's what I have. I Googled a man sitting at the back of a train.
Why don't we have super speed trains here in
we
the
go.
U.S.? Why can't we do that? Let's do that.
I hate when you
Let's
get
build some
political,
better.
Trev.
Yeah.
Need it. You can do them with magnets now. I think we don't even need to have them like with
Why don't you just why
coal or
don't,
I
whatever
think
the
they're
hell
making
trains
speedy
run on.
trains,
Hyperloop,
right?
dude.
Yeah.
We need them.
hyper?
Well, no,
You don't want it.
it's not new
Hyperloop.
technology.
Takes a while, Trev. All the red tape. Some
I don't
people
know,
say.
Infrastructure's so old.
James, I know you love railroad history.
Yeah, it changed America.
Yeah, it did.
Okay.
Transcontinental Railroad. Killed,
Can you name the two
also
companies?
killed all the buffalo.
Mm.
No, I can't name the companies. Like it's like North
Yeah, I forget
Pacific.
them right
They're
now,
like
too.
one's just a direction, like the North Pacific Railroad, and then the one on the west isn't, right?
Two railroad companies.
Oh no, I'm robot.
Transcontinental.
See you guys.
Union Pacific and Central Pacific. Maybe that's the problem.
Sure.
Tried.
The Great Race. The Central Pacific and the Union Pacific. Boring.
Boring.
Well, Trev, you had to get out of here anyway because the time of the show is Slump Watch. We had, who do we have on Slump Watch? Da-da-da-da-do.
Who do we have, Jim?
Dansby, Pete Alonso, Jose Ramirez, Kyle Schwarber, Kyle Seager. We have 5 potential addies. Now, we are getting close to the end of the season, so we got to be a little careful here.
Yeah.
Yep, getting close to the end of the year. Looks like only one guy's going to definitively come off to claps. I'm curious what you're going to do. Potential players to add. Our guy Yelly, 0 for 9, 2 Ks. Kike, 0 for 11, a walk and 2 Ks. Abraham Toro, 1 for 11, a walk and 2 Ks. Nelson Cruz went 1 for 11. Got hit by a pitch, too. So, ouch. And Randy, 1 for 8, 3 Ks.
When you said our guy Yelly, I heard Gaelli, like Gallegos.
Gaeli.
And I was like, who the fuck is Gae?
Rotino.
Gae.
Coming soon.
It was our guy Yelly. Yelly only played 2 games, and I don't care, so I'm not putting him on Slump Watch. He doesn't even need it.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm fit for Slump Watch anymore. Because Kike, I don't want him to get hot.
Interesting.
Nelson Cruz, I don't want him to get
We're
hot.
letting our hearts
Maybe,
get in the way
maybe
of
you
it.
start off, just review the returners.
Dansby went 2 for 8 with a double RBI and a walk. Good enough for me. He also got hit by a pitch the last series. 333 on base. 250. They did lose, though. Pete
2
Alonso,
games.
2 for 13 with a homer and a double and 2 RBIs and a walk.
And they lost.
Yeah.
Swept.
J-Ram's coming off the claps. He went 4 for 10 with 2 doubles and 3 RBIs. Good job, J-Ram. All right. Schwarber, don't want you to get hot. 2 for 9, the double.
5 RBI. I mean, that
Seems like
pretty
everything was
impactful.
well timed.
5 RBI, you're off, dude.
that's a nice
Congrats.
series, man. 2 claps.
2 claps this time. Kyle Seager, 2 for 11. Men must not have been on base. Or is that Corey?
It's Kyle.
That's Kyle?
Mm-hmm.
Are we banging Slump Watch? I feel there's a lot of nerves right now.
I believe in the power of it.
Right.
And so
Slump
does
Watch
Trev.
is to get people
And
hot.
so does Trev. And my bias is running deep. But, dude, I don't care about the Yankees. They're not going to do anything. All right. Let's put them all on.
Just straight switch.
Yep. Straight switch.
Soft but powerful.
Everyone kind of did okay.
in there.
Soft but powerful.
Yeah.
Talking about your sex game? Or your kisses? I know you like. I know
but
you like to think of yourself as a soft kisser.
I do.
Yeah,
Why do you know that?
you say it constantly. It was in your MySpace bio. Soft kisser. Friend me to find out.
But powerful.
That work?
But powerful.
Yeah. Oh, it worked.
Yeah.
I gotta get a MySpace.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Trevor, come back,
On
man.
my top 8.
We've missed you, Trev.
Is Trevor coming back?
Sometimes he doesn't come back.
What's with that?
I think he goes and runs an errand.
Oh,
Oh, dude, I'm mad at Trevor. Can you remind me that I'm mad at him when he comes back?
Oh.
In Fuego, Salvy Perez hits 3 home runs. I think he's got 41 now. Someone in the chat said he's only 31 years old. Is that a true thing?
I think it's around true because he just got like the big extension.
Yeah, he turned 31 in May.
Insane. I would have set the over-under at 34. Paul Goldschmidt goes 6 for 13 with 2 homers as the Cards
Oh, my
sweep their
Goldie
way
get
into
hot,
the wild
bro.
card. Bryce Harper, front runner for my MVP, goes 6 for 10 with a home run and 4 doubles. Jose Siri, 6 for 12 with 2 homers. Miguel Sano, 6 for 14, 2 homers. Evan Longoria, Trev's buddy, 5 for 12 with 2 homers. JT, Justin Turner, 6 for 11 with a homer and a double. And Gallo, wow, he only played 2 games. He went 4 for 12 with 3 homers, and he had another one that should have been gone, but they turned on the wind.
Yeah.
Trev, super mad at you.
Is he even back?
Yeah, he's back.
Okay.
What'd I do?
We haven't received a single video of your lizard friend.
Oh, okay. I can get one. I didn't see him out there on the way out today.
You feed him any more caterpillars?
I haven't. I have not. I actually still feel really weird about that.
Because
You should. You mess with
playing
nature.
our graphics department is drawing a shirt of you dangling a caterpillar into a lizard's mouth.
I really hope they're not. I don't want
And it's called Trevor, quote unquote, God Plouffe.
I was playing God. Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
like that.
Trevor Plouffe is God.
Yeah. Maybe they'll say that. Yeah.
Well,
That's in Fuego. That's the lizard update. We'll go to awards.
Let's go to awards.
I'm giving out the Mighty Morphin Award. Any guesses?
Mighty Morphin like the Power
Yes.
Rangers?
Adolis Garcia.
No.
Oh.
Jake.
What a guess.
This is a really good guess.
Guess. Tyler Nakeen. Feel like we haven't talked about him in a while.
No,
Okay.
dude.
I want to say his name right. I always get it wrong.
Not him. Are you guys done with your guesses?
I think so.
Mighty Morphin Power Ranger Suarez, dude.
Yes.
Can people start talking about him?
Yeah.
I don't get it. The Phillies are a team that people talk about, and no one's talking about Ranger Suarez besides me. I tried to bring it up back in like June, and Jake pooped me out of the room.
I didn't poop you out of the room.
I said, this dude's your best pitcher. Make him the closer. And they did.
Yeah.
And then he was a good closer. And then they're like, you know what? That dude who was we were giving him slop innings in relief,
Yeah.
we'll make him the closer. And he's good. And then they made him the closer for like a month. Like, you know what? Let's make him a starter, which to me seemed crazy. Just an
Right.
insane idea. Do you know what his numbers are since becoming a starting pitcher for the Phillies?
They're good.
He has a 1.85 ERA in 9 starts. His last 2 starts are 6 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, 6 innings pitched, 1 earned run. Before that, 5 innings pitched, 0 earned runs. Before that, 5.1, 1 earned run. Before that, 6.2, 1 earned run. Dude's a Mighty Morphin Power Ranger. You want him slop reliever? Nails it. You want to morph him to a closer? Nails it. You want to morph him to a starter? Nails it. Why aren't people talking about him? He's got a 1.50 ERA on the season, and he's done every role you can do. Just
So you want the Phils to make the playoffs so he could get a shine?
he should be the game 1 starter. Like Nestor Cortez is getting a lot of love for what he's doing with the Yankees.
That's in Yankees land.
Yeah, not a lot of people. are
In
talking Nestor
Phillies land,
Cortez
I don't think they're
outside
giving
of-
Ranger Suarez love.
They are.
They are.
I don't think enough.
BBD's entrenched
Is he on any billboards?
in Phillies infield land.
Is he on any
Nestor?
billboards?
Yeah.
BBDS, a kind of a semi-fair counter.
Nestor never was the closer, so he hasn't done enough.
True.
Okay. If I do remember right, the first time you brought up Ranger Suarez, you said, "Do you guys want to talk about Ranger Suarez?" They both said, "Me neither." You said, "Yeah, me neither."
Well, because I got poo-pooed.
Oh, no.
There's no way I said that about my good friend and ex-teammate Ranger Suarez.
Yeah.
I think you were quiet, and Jake said, "Nah, not really." And then
I was
then you said,
embarrassed.
"Me
I was
neither."
ready to move on.
Jake
yeah.
bullied me
You
away.
embarrassed.
We had more work to
embarrassed
do.
Jimmy.
I'm sorry, I like
Yeah.
doing work.
Ranger Suarez having a great season.
Ethic. That's
They're
what me and
gonna.
Ranger
What's he
have.
doing at the plate?
What's he doing at the plate?
I bet he's
Ooh.
Dude, I bet he's lighting it up.
You're going lights out at the plate?
Jimmy, I'd like you to try to pronounce his home city.
Sure will. After I tell you that he's batting .250 with a .308 on base percentage and a .724 OPS.
Better than me.
Dude, it's a Mighty Morphin Power Ranger.
Does it all.
He's got 2 doubles.
So you're officially rooting the Phillies over the Reds, so Ranger Suarez can get his proper pub he deserves.
No, I think I'm still rooting Waino versus the Dodgers.
Okay.
That's the most interesting to me.
It'd be nice for Ranger and Backyard Brad to get some shine during the postseason. I would love that, but go ahead and do his home city for me, James.
3 hits, 2 of them doubles. Ranger Suarez, 6'1", 220. He is from Piedecuesta, Venezuela.
Ooh, that was like a little Italian, but I liked it.
Yeah.
Piedecuesta.
Piedecuesta,
Beautiful.
Venezuela.
Beautiful there. Yeah.
Good award, Jim.
Nice.
Thank you. I'm doing stuff with my right hand.
Okay. Yeah, I bet. Staring at me doing stuff with your right hand back in college.
I'm trying to find Piedecuesta on a map.
Mrs. O'Brien, what do I do? He's doing it again.
Oh, whenever he does this, we usually just spray him with the hose. Very small town.
I was born in a small town.
1 house. Looks like just him and his folks.
Okay.
Tiny town.
Tiny town.
Jake, you're rooting for the Birds. You got the snake shirt on. I think we've talked about this. They're both predator and prey of each other.
Yes.
Interesting relationship. I think that fits your personality perfectly.
Bingo. I'm feeding the birds when they're hungry, but if they act up, fangs. Vic Fangio.
You ever watch YouTube videos of when a bird catches a snake and then drops it on people? That's such a good.
No, that's right up your alley.
It's such a good. There's one where they're sitting at a picnic table, bird flies overhead, just drops a snake on the table. What do you do about that? That's nature trying to do what Trev does.
Yeah. God.
That's Trev with the caterpillar. Oh, I found this. I think you might like it, lizard. That's the bird.
Yeah.
Catches a snake. Oh, I found this snake, humans. I think you might like it.
If you play spring training ball in Florida, there's a better than average chance you've seen birds flying over with clenched claws or talons full of fish. You guys ever seen that in person?
A bird
Yes.
a bird with a fish in its mouth? Yeah.
No, not in his mouth, in the
Talons.
claws.
Oh, yeah.
Talons.
What's the
It's
closest,
awesome.
Trevor, what's the closest you've ever been to feeling like God?
Stop, dude. Never. I've never felt like God except when I fed the freaking lizard a caterpillar, and that
What
was
about
that's the
dude,
closest.
What
That's
about
the
when you went? What
closest.
about when you had second deck at the stadium?
Phillies walk off.
Right after I had my pastrami sandwich. I'm sick. Jake, who's your award?
Great award, Jim. This is mostly for Llewellyn right now. Full contact in the studio. My award is that you got to see it to believe it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Talking about God.
That's not true.
Yeah. We're getting heckled. Getting heckled from outside the studio. I'm going to tie this into my award from earlier. It's kind of baseball's problem. You got to see these guys to really fall in love with them. Like, I could tell you about Teoscar Hernandez's violent bat, but until you see him hit that 450-foot home run in front of you, then you see it. It's real. You believe it. Trev, I flip on the Snakes Dodgers game the other night. Little queso on it, not a big deal. But I want to check on my snakes, too. There's a ground ball to second. 2 outs. I say, all right. Well, out of the inning. Got it. Nope. Trea Turner was running down to first. And I was like, wow. I think that's one of the fastest I've seen someone get down the first baseline. Good for Trea Turner. He's fast. I knew that. The stats come out. And a lot of baseball Twitter, you've probably seen this whenever someone runs fast. Elite speed is listed at 30 feet per second. Interesting way to measure it. Trea Turner, his average is 30.6 feet to second. So that's, pretty elite, right? On that play I watched that I'm going to remember forever, I'll forget in a week. Trea Turner's speed to first, 31.9 feet per second down the first baseline. My guy was bombing it, and man, Trev, he's got bold on the baseball reference page. He hits for contact. He hits for power. When I saw him run like that, I relived the whole Scherzer-Turner trade. We've all gotten caught up in Scherzer because he's sneaking into the Cy Young race. Trea Turner is so good. He is in the 100th percentile for sprint speed. Whoops. And they were talking on the broadcast. They were like, yeah, he's faster than Mookie Betts. And you're just like, you don't hear a lot of people say that. If you get a chance to flip onto the Dodgers late night or whenever, watch Trea Turner, man, because that guy on a team with Mookie, Bellinger, I know he's not having a great year. A team of freaks, Trea Turner might be the biggest one.
That is such a fun baseball savant page to go to. The sprint speed per second.
Yeah.
We got Tim LeCastro at the top. I think everyone kind of knows that. He's just 0.1 above Trea Turner.
Tilo, pride of the Yankees.
But then, here's one that you're going to love.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not a short king. Kind of looks like it because he's so jacked. Tyler O'Neill, 15th in sprint speed.
It's a short king, by the way.
He's a 6-foot short king.
If he was
That's
6
a fun
foot.
one. Go check that out, people.
Jake bought a...
Mookie Betts is nowhere near the top, by the way. Where's he at?
Jake bought or had Sam buy a height measuring poster.
We got a Derek Jeter height poster.
And we're going to put it in the office, and when we start having players in, everyone's going to get measured, and then they're going to sign their name, and we're going to sort some of this stuff out.
Yeah.
They're not going to like that. That means that... Don't tell people that because now they're going to come with high-heeled shoes.
Oh, it's going to be a shoes off thing,
Oh,
yeah,
that's tough.
Take your shoes off and stand there real quick, and then they'll be like, "What?" And then we snap a mug shot. Okay, you're good. I was slouching. I said, "No, that's you. You're 5 foot flat."
That's tough. It's tough.
We do have the poster board.
Nice award, Jake.
Thanks,
Thank
Jake.
you.
Second best award of the show so far.
Thank
Trea
you.
Turner is amazing.
Trev?
Really is.
I am giving my award. This is a no frills award. Okay?
No frills
It's a
about
straight
it.
up.
Straight up.
Straight
No
up.
jokes this
Congratulations. You are a freaking stud. And I think you'll have gold in some regard on your baseball reference page.
So just
now.
not a joke.
No jokes.
It's going
allowed.
to Salvador Perez, 45 motherfucking home runs as a catcher. Tying Johnny Bench for the most all-time by a player who plays catcher as their primary position. He will surpass him because he's just having an incredible year. He might end up with 50. We talk about Sal quite a bit on this show because we like to appreciate the people who have been doing it. And Sal's been doing it. I'm on record saying he'll probably have a statue outside of Kauffman Stadium. 45 homers playing in Kansas City as a catcher is, I think we need to take a step back and have some perspective on just how amazing that is. It's Johnny Bench has had that record for what, 40 years or something like that. I don't know when he played, 70s, I believe.
I know
More
that
than
he's
10.
not bigger than Judge or Stanton or Yordan Alvarez or all these huge Franmil. But Salvador Perez is the batter in the batter's box, is the biggest player in baseball.
His legs are Miguel Sano-ish.
Is it because he uses a smaller bat and that makes him look bigger? But he looks like the guy in Rookie of the Year, the mean guy, who like grips his hand and the sawdust falls off. He's hunched over.
It's about the stance is a part of it. Because it looks like he's pretty crouched, but I don't think he's that crouched. He's open. He's ready to attack.
It looks like a stance when you're like, you're throwing BP to your 10-year-old brother. And you're like, you know what? You throw me some now, and you just like you get in a position like I'm gonna bully you.
It's kind of what he's been doing.
He's the biggest guy in the batter's box.
And I'll tell you what, if Sal Perez and Jake ever met, it'd be not. You know how sometimes you don't know how to greet someone. Sometimes, especially the pandemic period, elbows, fist bumps. Some people are shaking hands now. I try to avoid that at all costs, but sometimes you got to do it.
We shake so many hands. It's crazy.
Sal Perez and Jake would hug. He's a hugger. Big, joyous personality.
He'd wrap you up like a
very
son.
Good.
Yeah.
Yes, he would. He might pick you up and cradle you like a newborn
You might
baby.
fall asleep.
Firm pats on the back. It's
no,
gonna be
so good for
I
baseball.
have more just like a lot of nuzzling. No pats.
There's a couple pats. I have 2 firm pats.
I don't think he's a patter. I think
he's
he's
just-
like, a good hug doesn't have pats.
That's
A good
what I'm
hug is
saying.
He
sweet.
can see sadness in someone's soul, so he gives just 2. It's gonna be okay.
No, that's not a pat. What he does, he sees the sadness in your soul, and his hands come up on the back of your hat to the back of your head, and you get a little head hug.
So there's taps.
There's a little head hug
2 taps.
as well. Yeah.
So yeah, that's my award. I mean, it's a no frills award. Sal absolutely doing it. He got the contract. He's set. Like I said, he's so good for baseball, so good for Kansas City. I even said on Baseball Today, excuse me. I said at the end of his tenure, he could walk right into being the Kansas City Royals manager if he wanted to. And he might.
I just wish, and I know we try to keep our awards from each other, although Trev, on your award portion of the sheet, you did write Sal Perez in all caps. I didn't know you guys were going with 2 Venezuelans. I would have Venezuela'd up with you guys.
Trea Turner's thought about it.
You think he's been?
No, he's thought about Venezuela, though.
Big time.
I have a question.
Oh, sure.
20 years ago, if I asked you the question, do you ever think we'll see a starting pitcher also be everyday hitter and very successful on both sides of the ball? We'd probably all say no, right?
I think I would have said yes. Eventually, I think it was going to come.
Okay. Do you ever think we'll see a player manager again?
Yes.
Maybe, because that's a way for teams to save money. So, yeah, maybe.
Because I got Sal Perez being a player manager, backup catcher,
Would love
and
that.
manager.
Like that.
Okay.
And Drew Butera is his bench coach, but he's also the catcher on the team, too. Sal.
They
and
split
Drew.
the backup role.
Yeah.
Because, Jim, player manager, you're all about this in your ownership role. Selling tickets.
Yes.
You got to see that.
Well,
You just need this.
it says thin line.
Trev called timeout.
You need the timeout. Go get your helmet from the rack because you're hitting. Like, that's what you need. Like, I'm pitch
Did
hitting
Pete Rose
me for this
ever
dude.
Did Pete Rose, when he was player manager, did he ever like manage with a helmet on just as intimidation? Like, I'll hit myself for you right now.
Maybe.
Man. Venezuela can put together a ball team, man. Holy smokes.
Who's pitching?
Well, I've got Ranger Suarez can do whatever he wants. We've already talked about that.
Mighty Morphin Power Ranger, yeah.
Alvarado, his teammate, if he needs to come out of the pen. Cookies Carrasco, I know it hasn't been his best year.
Eduardo Escobar is also going to be a player coach on that team.
Eddie Escobar,
So if we're just doing coaches.
David Peralta, Salvy Perez. Yeah.
Can we get to what we want to get to, though?
Who's the best friend of the week?
It's Trevor Williams, a couple scoreless relief appearances this week.
Is that his first?
It's his second time getting it. I think he had a 6 shutout start or something like that a few months ago. But I think it's his first since going to the Mets.
Cool. Congrats. All right, let's do it.
Well, and I'm sorry you have to see this.
Here we go. It's the Friday playoff Stimulator Simulator, and in the first matchup in the AL wildcard, the Boston Red Sox are heading up to Toronto to face the Blue Jays. BBD, who wins that game?
It's the Jays.
The Jays. Okay, I love that. We have the White Sox going to Houston, like always.
White Sox.
White Sox win that one. In the DS, you have the Jays versus the Rays.
Rays, but man, were the Jays close there.
All right, so we got White Sox versus Rays in the ALCS. The ALCS does not go through Houston on September today.
Rays.
The Rays are in the World Series. How about that? In the NL, St. Louis and Wayno are going to LA to take on the Dodgers. Who wins that?
The Dodgers.
The Dodgers would then travel up north to San Francisco to play the Giants. Who was winning that one?
Oh, the Dodgers got him this time.
Damn. All right. Atlanta is going to Milwaukee to play the Brewers. Who wins there?
Milwaukee.
Milwaukee. In the NLCS, it's the Dodgers versus the Brewers. That's a very fun matchup.
Dodgers.
The Dodgers have it. It's a Rays versus Dodgers World Series, a rematch of the fake 2020 season. Who wins this time?
Rays.
The Rays! Wow, disgusting. Gross and ugly. Damn.
Wow.
Nice job, BBD.
That was a crazy playoffs. Every game was close. Every series went almost as long as it could.
That's the second time the Rays have won the Stimulator Simulator.
Jake, did you get a hard on?
That's how I do every show.
Mm-hmm. That's how he's able to get.
I'm Roman ready every show.
Yeah.
I want blood everywhere.
Inside.
Inside. That's
Inside.
fair.
Yeah. Yeah. Elevator talk?
Oh.
my God.
You want to hop on an elevator, talk to some folks?
Yeah.
Get the next one.
Okay, I'm
I
trying.
hate being in elevators with
We'll
people.
do it on the way out.
It is the way out.
Yeah.
It's always the way.
But
You
it's-
know when you're like almost to the bottom where you need to get off the elevator and it stops on a floor, you're like, fuck.
Here we go. Who's stepping in
Come
today?
on.
It's a little boy with a Pittsburgh Pirates jersey on. And
You scream Cole Tucker, slap him in the face, and get out of the elevator.
I agree. Thanks for hopping on.
Remember this day.
I love that.
Jake sucks.
I think that's a stolen joke.
It's Dane
Dane
Cook,
Cook.
right? The ice cream. You will remember this day for the rest of your life. It's pretty good.
It's a BB gun. It's a BB gun. I shoot crows with
Yeah,
them.
lizards and gophers, we know.
No, not,